all I wanted was my name. Tina Turner. Big wheel keep on turning. Wow, baby, keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. I love you, I love. I love you, I love.
Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another Hookster Talks with me and Mr. TB the Bear. TB the Bear, everyone's favourite bear, and yes, he's still got his clothes on. He's still got his clothes on, but who knows? Later on in the show, we may have a live bear naked. Yes, a live bear naked. We'll have to stay tuned for that, won't we? We'll have to stay tuned for that. Anyway. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I say everyone because there's no one actually here and I'm talking to myself, which is nothing unusual, but there you go. Anyway, we will continue. I'm sure some people will join us in a moment, so I'll just keep waffling until someone turns up. And if no one turns up, then I will disappear. Anyway. Hope you're all doing well today on this lovely Thursday evening, going into Friday almost. Yes, it's almost Friday again. It'll almost be December. As soon as you know it, it'll be December, and that'll be it. So we'll see if anyone joins. If not, I'll just talk to myself. I'll just talk to myself, which is what I do most of the time anyway. Yes. Yes, indeedy, Mr. McGreedy. Ah, dear. Okay, we've been on now for, well, it's just 12 minutes, but I've only been on for a couple of minutes. So, I'm sure someone will turn up eventually. Sure someone will. But at the moment, it's looking dicey. Let's go and check actually and make sure that the chat is working. Yeah, the chat does appear to be working. Excuse me. What goal should we put? One super chat, there you go. Set a timer. 45 minutes. TB naked. God. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right, I'm just going to get on with what I was going to get on with, and then we will get out of here. Because it doesn't look like anyone's going to be turning up today. Right. We have got a new team finally entering Formula One in 2026. Yes. Let's go to the race. Who should Cadillac pick for its F1 lineup? This is the race's verdict. Of course, yes, in 2026 we will finally be having a new team after lots of controversy and lots of no, we don't want Andretti anything to do with the project. I do believe he is actually still in charge of it. But anyway, now that the General Motors Cadillac project has an agreement principle in place to join the Formula One grid, attention will surely turn quickly to the remaining hurdles to overcome in preparation for the 2026 entry. Chief among those is ensuring an engine supply deal. Ferrari is understood to be its preference, is finalised, and of course completing the design of its first ever F1 car for the new rule set. Then there's a small matter of who drives it. Will the desire for at least one American driver and a preference for Colin Herta from the initial Michael Andretti-led version of this programme be retained? Can you beat a blend of youth and experience for a fledgling F1 project? Now this is sounding very much like Driven, the movie with Sly Stallone. Yes. So there you go, that's what they should have in their team. Sly Stallone as the number 2 driver. And what was his name? Joe Tanto, wasn't it? I can't remember. That film just still gives me nightmares, to be honest. It still gives me nightmares. They should get a young hotshot. Young hotshot, that's what they should have. Or now it's got an entry. Should General Motors throw caution to the wind with its choices? We asked our team as they picked for Cadillac's first F1 driver lineup. So they've got Scott Mitchell. Cadillac's strategy is clear to me. An experienced driver and American rookie, but I have a specific idea for how to decide the latter, a shootout. It would be so easy to say Colin Herta should get the US driver slot, and given his history of F1 he knows if he'll ever get that exclusive super licence. Herta's a really fun driver and I would love to see how he does in F1. But I don't want to default to the stereotypical younger American driver doing well in IndyCar pick. Yes, that reminds me of the old days of when they used to get the American drivers into Formula One. Of course, we had Juan Pablo Montoya, and there was Jack Villeneuve, but of course he's actually French-Canadian, but same sort of thing, and other drivers that came into the sport. Ben Anderson? Oh, he's the bloke that's saying it. Okay. So there you go. That's a little bit boring, to be honest. But let's have a look and see. See if anyone's in the chat yet. No, there's no one in the chat yet. So I've also seen this other rumour that Mercedes may be cheating again. I always love this. There's lots of videos that have been produced this week about maybe Mercedes have been cheating, but personally I think it's a load of old bullcrap. Yes, load of old bullcrap, because I don't think they are at all. No. Anyway, let's go to the driver standings. So my favourite part, and everyone loves this part of the show. Driver standings. Maxi Boy Verstappen currently in the lead. He's obviously now the world champion with 403 points. Lando Norris in second position with 340 points. And Charles Leclerc is in third place with 319. So there's a possibility there for Charles to overtake Lando for second position if he gets 2 good results in the next 20. There is a chance, yeah, it's still 50. There's a sprint race as well, isn't there? So there's still 60 odd points up for grabs, so it's still a possibility that Charles could overtake Lando. That would be very funny indeed, wouldn't it? And of course, Oscar's Pastry is in fourth position with 268 points. Carlos Sainz, the Swiss operator, is in fifth with 259, and George and Russell is in sixth place with 217, and just behind him is Lolo with 208 points, with Checo Perez in 8th place with 152. Fernando Alonso's in 9th with 62. Wow, what a deficit between 8th and 9th. Look at that, 152 down to 62. There you go. And of course, once again, we've got the losers of Valtteri Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou have both been let go by Kick Sauber and won't be in the team next year, which I think is good news for everybody concerned, because I don't think Guan Yu Zhou or Valtteri Bottas have had their heart in Formula One, to be honest. So I think it's good all round that they've decided to hang up their hats. I don't know what they're going to be doing. I haven't heard anything about Guan Yu Zhou. Valtteri Bottas, not quite sure about either, but I'm sure he'll be doing something in motor racing. I'm going to sneeze live on air. Achoo! There you go. Everyone can clip that now. Everyone can clip that. So there are the driver points, and we're going into Qatar for the next Grand Prix. It's actually on in 16 hours. 16 hours. At the Lusail International Circuit. And it is a sprint race. We got sprint qualifying, and the race. I have to say, through playing F1 24, I hate this format now. It was just about bearable on F1 23, but this new format now is just ridiculous. Because you've got the practice, sprint qualifying, and then the sprint. It just takes forever to do that. I'm currently going through my team on F1 24. As I've said in the past, just as an experiment to see if I can get the grips with the game, which I still can't, but I'm getting a little bit better. But this is just the ridiculous part. Time we done the practice, well, I actually did a quick practice, so I don't, but you got the sprint, that's a 12-minute session. Then you got the sprint as well. Then you got the qualifying, which is 20 minutes. Then you got the race, which obviously I'm only doing 25% races. But that whole session takes forever now on F1 24. Really does take a long time. A real long time. So, yeah. I'd like an option, please, Codemasters, if you're watching. I'm sure you are, because everyone is. Not. I'd like an option, please, Codemasters, for the ability to remove the sprint races from the season, so you can just have a vanilla season and run it through. Because if they're going to increase the sprints to like 8 or 10 a year, that's going to be too much. Purely from a content creation point of view, because it's just too much. Well, boys and girls, this is a first. And that first is, no one's turned up. It was going to happen one day, and it's happened today. No one's turned up. So I'm going to get on and do some work, and I'll leave you with the bear. I'll leave the stream on. If anyone turns up, bye-bye. Probably get viewers now, purely for the bear. Right. Wowzers me trousers. Mr. Lionel Pessy's turned up. Wow. I was just going to do some other work. Hello, sir. Welcome to the stream. Let's get rid of TB a minute. Oh, my camera's gone all skewy whiffy. Skewy whiffy. There you go. Hello, welcome to the stream. He says, perhaps nobody has turned up because Max Verstappen has already won the title. This is true. This was basically our friend and yours, Mr. Will F1, who said, "No, you got to carry on going because we got to find out about second places and third places and stuff like that." But nobody really cares about that, do they? Nobody really cares about that stuff. Yes, so I'm with you. The season is over, so perhaps I should pack it in. But of course, next week is the last Grand Prix, so I shall still be back for that. And then, but yes, which means the season is technically over. Yes, I agree with you. See, in your face, Will. Well, he's not even here. So what's he gonna say? Nothing, because he's not here. No, he tells me to carry on, and then he doesn't turn up himself. What kind of commitment to the cause is that, eh? What kind of commitment to the cause is that? Ah, dear. Now, Mr. Plynel Plessy, as I've already spoken about F1 at the start and basically got it all out of the way in about 5 minutes, we're gonna go off topic. I've just been watching Sky News before I came on here. Now, you probably know what the big story is on Sky News right at the moment, so I'd be interested in your thoughts. Once again, it's happened. Greg Wallace. Let me know what you think. I don't know the full story. I only saw it for a couple of minutes whilst I was eating me lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I just thought, here we go again. But yes, fantastic. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've heard about Greg Wallace today, because it's all over Sky News. He stepped down from Master. Oh look! Suddenly everyone's crawled out of the woodwork. Well, good evening, Mr. Will F1. Take TB's clothes off. No, not happening. It's too cold. He said it's too cold. Too cold. Yes, there he is, just for you. Look, he says, "Hello, Will F1. What was that? He wants to tell me something. Oh. Yes, he did, didn't he? You want to gloat about it? Okay, then. TB wants to say, didn't Lewis Hamilton do well? Didn't he do well? All right, we know you're a super fan. Just leave it now. Just leave it. Yes, Lulu did do very well. Very well indeed. Da, 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 da. No! Stop it. Don't do it, Dave. Don't do it. Don't give in to the force. Don't give in to the dark side. Don't give in to the dark side. Leave his clothes on. Get Felipe Massa, baby, on the all seasons rubbish. I don't know if I can. He might sue me. He might sue me for using his voice. Yes, he might do. Seems content to sue everyone else. So I don't look at his little paws. Look at his little paws. Look, it says Star Trek. Star Trek. Star Trek. Look at that. Star Trek. And on that one, he's got the insignia of Starfleet. TB, everyone. TB the bear. Yes. TB the bear. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. No! Don't do it. Don't give in. All right, TB, you're all right. Yeah, you're all right, mate. Yes, you're all right. Right, what was I talking about now? Can anybody work out the headline, the most brilliant headline to this live stream? Can anybody let me know in the comments about whether it's a cryptic headline? Just the first bit, not the second bit. It's a cryptic headline, and can anyone work out what the point is I'm trying to make in the headline on this live stream? Let me know in the comments if you've worked it out. It's very easy to work out if you're clever. That counts me out then. Naked. No. He's not getting naked. He's not getting naked. Da, 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 da. No, no. I'm sorry, TV. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not me. It's that Will. He's making me do it. He's making... Yes. No, it's not happening. You're staying dressed. Right, has anyone worked out the headline? Come on, it's easy. It's easy. I feel the stroke of genius myself, but there you go. Anyone? Anyone? Anyone at all? No? Hello? Hello? Get Rubens Barrichello on this all season's rubbish. Yes. Yeah, we should get Ruby on there. He's not been about last few years as he Rubens Barrichello. I haven't seen him anywhere. I wonder what he's doing now. Probably having a nice long retirement, I expect, like all the other old drivers. Having a nice long retirement. Get Jack Nicholls. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I might as well get Greg Wallace on there as well, mightn't I? Whoopsie. Whoopsie. No, unfortunately, I can't do disgraced ex-commentators. No, no. Not happening. Sorry, not happening. Get Jermaine. No, no, no. Right, what are we talking about? We have got exciting news, haven't we? A new F1 team for 2026. Yes. Let's have a look from the official Formula One website. Formula One announced today that it's reached an agreement in principle with General Motors to support bringing GM Cadillac as the 11th team to the Formula One grid in 2026. Now let me just explain why there's been all this controversy and why they didn't want Andretti to have anything to do with the project, but I do believe he is actually still in charge. We'd have to go deeper into that, so I'm not quite sure. Right, Formula One is never adverse to having new teams come into the sport. The problem is they don't want new teams to come into the sport and completely dominate, like to actually win the championship in their first year, because that is unfair competition. They don't like that. But they're very happy to have new teams come in. That's why in 2006, when we had the 3 new teams come in, they were very happy to do that, because they knew that those 3 teams were never going to win a world championship in the first year. We had, what was it, Toro Rosso, the Honda B team, and we had Midland as well, didn't we? Midland came in. But they knew they weren't going to win the championship, so they were very happy for them to come in. Same as they were in 2005 when Red Bull entered the championship for the first time, because they knew they weren't going to absolutely dominate. Now, General Motors is a massive company. It's a very big company, and they have got the potential. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it would ever be possible for a Formula One team from the ground up to come into Formula One and dominate. But out of all the sort of new teams that could come into Formula One, General Motors would be a serious concern for coming into the sport and dominating straight away. That's why they've been umming and ahhing and, you know, actually saying that no, Andretti can't join the team, whatever, because they didn't want the unfair competition that they thought General Motors could provide. So that's been the problem. But now something's happened behind the scenes. I don't know what actually that is. Something's happened, and they've now said, no, it's okay, you can now join Formula One for 2026. Sounds a bit to me like a lot of dodgy handshakes have come into fruition there, to be honest, but we will see. Formula One has maintained a dialogue with General Motors and its partners at TWG Global regarding the viability of an entry following the commercial assessment and decision made by Formula One in January 2024. Over the course of this year, they have achieved operational milestones and made clear their commitment to brand the 11th team GM Cadillac, and that GM will enter as an engine supplier at a later time. Formula One is therefore pleased to move forward with this application progress and will provide further updates in due course. With Formula One's, this is Mr. Greg Maffei, President of Liberty Media. Lovely. With Formula One's continued growth plans in the US, we have always believed that working with an impressive US brand like GM Cadillac to the grid and GM as a future power unit supplier could bring additional value and interest to the sport. We credit the leadership of General Motors and their partners with significant progress in their readiness to enter Formula One. We are excited to move forward with this application process for the GM Cadillac team to enter the championship in 2026. We've got a statement from Stefano Domenicali, the president and CEO of Formula One. General Motors and Cadillac's commitment to the project is an important and positive demonstration of the evolution of the sport. We look forward to seeing the progress and growth of this application, certain of the full collaboration and support of all the parties involved. So there you go then. After a decision which said, nope, you're not coming into the sport because Mr. Andretti's there, now they've reversed that decision and said, yep, you can now come into the sport. I'm a little bit confused. Andretti was in charge of this whole campaign. I do believe he still is. So why have they now backed down and said, yeah, you can join? Very, very fishy indeed. Very, very fishy indeed. But the result of that is we will have, once again, 11 teams on the grid in 2026. And if anyone hasn't yet worked out my cryptic headline when I said new team joining the Manor, that is because the last team that was around with 11 teams was the Manor team, of course, before they unfortunately went bankrupt. I think after the 2020 season, and that's when it was then the field was then reduced to 20 cars. So there you go. There was my little cryptic headline for any of you that got it. So we'll be back to 2 more cars, which means 2 more drivers as well. That's going to be interesting, who they're going to have as drivers. It's a pretty much a cert that he's going to be, one's going to be an older American driver out there in IndyCar. That's a pretty, Colin Herter is being mooted as one of the drivers. And they're going to have a young sort of, not a sort of rookie, but someone with not a lot of, experience as the other driver in that team. At the moment, that's what they're sort of talking about anyway. This, as I said earlier in the stream, this sounds like Driven to me. Yes, they'll probably have Sylvester Stallone as the second driver. Yeah, was his name Joe Tanto when it was saying? I can't remember. I still get nightmares over that movie. I really do. I still get nightmares. But yeah, so that's what's happening now. We will be having an extra team in 2026, which is great news because that means we'll also have 2 other drivers. It also means so many rookies and so many F2, F3, F4 drivers that are just champing at the bit to get into Formula One. And one of them, because I don't think the other one will, because it's going to be an experienced American driver, but one of them will get the opportunity now because there's going to be an extra car on the grid, which is great news to sort of upset the pecking order, because there are quite a few established drivers that have been in Formula One now for a very, very long time. So it's good to give, new blood a chance, because, without new blood, Formula One will just stay stagnant and won't evolve into the sport that we all love, because, we can all remember the first time that some of the greatest drivers started in Formula One. Michael Schumacher, the very first race he did, that was that Jordan 191, wasn't it, for Michael Schumacher? And at Spa, we all remember those days. And of course, you had Fernando Alonso in that Minardi in 2001, the absolute toilet of a car. Who would have thought that someone of Fernando Alonso's stature now in Formula One would have started in a Minardi, but he did indeed, because at that time he was just an untested, well, not untested, but an untried rookie. And lots of the greats, you know how they started. They all started down that road. You had some start, unfortunately, from tragedy. You've got David Coulthard, who took over from Ayrton Senna after his death at Imola in 1994. He was, of course, the test driver at Williams, and they just naturally converted his role to the main driver, because the problem that they had was that they couldn't find anyone else, because they were a third of the way through the season already. All other drivers were snapped up in other teams. The only person they could get to drive that car was Nigel Mansell, but he was contracted at the time to IndyCar, so he basically made a guest star appearances in that team just to try and bolster Formula One after the tragedy of Imola, because everyone was just feeling the strain after that race, that they just wanted to try and boost people's morale. So they brought Nigel back for every single race that he wasn't doing IndyCar in, or Champ Cars as it was back then, which wasn't very many. And his performances, well, you know, they were to be expected. They weren't very good, because, you know, he was flitting from being a Formula One car one week into a Champ car the next week, and there was just no way that was actually going to work. But it was just, you know, just a plan to try and bring some normality back to Formula One, to have Nigel back in the car. It was basically just show races, really, to be honest, just to try and, you know, get people settled down after the really bad events that happened in Imola. So yeah, so you've had all that happening with drivers coming into the sports for like the first time or what have you. So it's good that we're going to have another team now, and it's going to be 2 more drivers. Now, as I say, there's lots of drivers out there that could go into that team, including some that are currently in Formula One right now. The only thing is, this really puts a dampener on Audi, doesn't it? Because Audi are officially going to come into the sport in 2026. They're already in the sport right now. They already own the Kick Me Up the Arse Sauber. Unfortunately, due to the way that things work out, they can't put their name on that car until 2026. But in all other regards, that is an Audi car, because they now own the team. And so it's really going to put a dampener on their sort of debut, isn't it, in 2026? Because I'm sure this General Motors team is going to really, you know, push Audi's sort of flair away, because all the focus, I think, is going to be more on this than Audi, because there's been a lot of problems that Audi has, you know, the team at the moment is in a little bit of a problem anyway, due to the fact that they've scored no points between both drivers. The car apparently is dead slow. It really is. That's why they're in last place at the time, because there's just nothing for the car. Next year's car, well, regulation-wise, they can't change anything on it, so it's going to be exactly the same. So it's probably going to be just as slow again. And so then you're going to go to fast forward to 2026. They're going to inherit a car that's very, very slow. And General Motors could come straight in here in 2026 and knock it out of the park with their motor. It's going to be powered by a Ferrari engine. It's going to have a Ferrari engine in it. So they could knock it out of the park. They could start the season very, very well indeed. I'm not saying they're going to win the championship. I think that would be impossible for a team to do that, especially in this day and age with the technology that's involved, the hybrid engines as well. It wouldn't be possible. But there's a huge chance that General Motors could come in and start being middle runners from about 6 rounds in. Huge chance that could happen. So they could be fighting with the who have we got in the middle of the field at the moment? Let's have a look at the teams 2024. Just trying to get a handle on the middle teams. So no, they're the top teams. Yep, Mercedes. So they could be sort of halfway through they could be up there fighting with the middle runners like Aston Martin, Haas, Alpine for definite, and Williams as well. So all of those teams, they could be up there amongst them fighting for those tail end points at the start of 2026. And then, of course, you've got Sauber, who, as you can see, have scored 0 points this year. And as I say, that car is probably going to be just as bad next year. And I just can't see the revolution that they're going to want to get there. And it would be very, very sad if Audi's debut into Formula One is completely overshadowed by General Motors. But I just think it is. Because General Motors and Cadillac are a massive company. And of course, being American and the fact that Liberty Media owns Formula One, who are they going to favour it? Are they going to favour it Audi? Or are they going to favour... Well, you know the answer to that before I even said the question, don't you? If they're going to favour General Motors. So I'm feeling a little bit sorry for Audi, to be honest. Because I just think their debut to Formula 1 is going to be completely overshadowed. And they've got a lot of problems. They're going to have a lot of problems in 2026. I've even heard that they might not even get to the grid in 2026. I think they will do, but I've heard that, you know, things are that bad at the moment that they might not even get there. But so, yeah, it's a shame in that regards. But as I say, if they're in there straight away after about 6 rounds fighting with these midfield runners, that would be great to see. Really would be great to see. Yes. Now, of course, Mercedes, didn't they do well in the Grand Prix? Lulu got second place. I reckon he could have won that race. If he hadn't cocked up the qualifying, I reckon he could have won that race. Now, straight away, as soon as it happened, literally as soon as the race was over, I saw all these videos coming out. Mercedes are cheating. Look at them. Look, there's loads of them. Look, Mercedes are using that illegal DA dash 2.0 or something. Oh my God, it was all over the news. Mostly on YouTube about Mercedes because they won the race. So obviously there must be cheating. They've got to be cheating if they won the race. Got to be cheating. Now, well done to Lulu. I reckon if he'd have had 5 more laps, I reckon he would have caught George and he would have won that race. So well done. Of course, we've got to say congratulations to Maxi Boy for winning the championship. There wasn't really any doubt, even though I tried to put a little bit of spin on Lando Norris. There really wasn't any doubt that he was going to win it. He was too many points ahead anyway. So congratulations to Maxi Boy. He's now a 4 times winner, which I believe puts him in the same category as Senna. Senna was a 4 times. I can't remember the others. But 4 times world champions. Sebastian Vettel, of course. Yes, who can forget Sebastian Vettel? Yes, now, could this be a bad omen? Because no one's been able to actually get the Red Bull to win the championship 5 times. So that could be bad. But anyway, and of course, Alain Prost, the professor, he won it 4 times. And so did Juan Manuel Fangio. Yes. Oh no, Fangio's got 5 to his name. Tied at the top on 7. So there you go. I'm sure Senna got 4 as well, didn't he? Sure he did. Or did he only have 3? Not quite sure. How does Max stack up against the greats? I'm sure Senna got 4. Or was it only 3? It was 3. Wow. Thank you, Mr. AI. He was 3 times world champion. I thought it was 4. Well, I was wrong. And there you go, 1988, 1990 and 1991. course, a lot of people have said that if he'd have still been alive through 94, he would have won that championship. I'm not so sure on that. I think Michael Schumacher would have had the legs of Ayrton Senna. If anyone saw the earlier rounds before his tragic death, he was definitely up against the ropes with Michael Schumacher. And I think Michael would have had the ability to have beaten Ayrton Senna. So I wouldn't subscribe to that theory myself. But anyway, there you go. Let's go to the comments and say, oh my goodness, there's loads of people here. There's loads of people here now. Oh my goodness. Get Rubens Barrichello. Yeah, Jack, no. Greg Wallace, more concerned about his first name being misspelled than people suffering with cancer. Exactly. Exactly. Show us the race replay of the 2023 Las Vegas Grand. No, Mr. Will, because you know I'll get taken off. I'll get taken off air. Talk about Yorkshire tea again, Dave. Hello, Mr. TJM99. Hey all, gotta be great news having another team. Yeah, I think it is great news. As I've said, I'm actually excited that we've got a new team. Manor went bankrupt after 2016. That's right, they did. Oh, 2016 was it? Yeah, but that was the last time, wasn't it, that we had 22 cars on the grid. Talk about Yorkshire tea again. Well, I would do, Will, but what can we say about Yorkshire tea, really, that hasn't already been said, apart from the fact that it's made in China? So it's not Yorkshire tea at all, really, is it? Yeah. What else does Yorkshire have? Because there's loads of stuff, isn't there? What does Yorkshire have? Yorkshire is famous for food, national parks, coasters. Hang on. There we go. Will's going to love this bit. Will's going to love this bit. Yorkshire is the birthplace. Yorkshire. That's wound him up already. Yorkshire is the birthplace of many inventions, including stainless steel. There you go. That was invented in Yorkshire, yes. Which was invented by Harry Brearley in 1913. Rugby league also began in Yorkshire in 1895. Yorkshire words. Some Yorkshire words include out, nout, which means anything and nothing, and sit he, which means goodbye. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Mr. AI. They tell you everything on AI now. Yorkshire. Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot the most famous thing about Yorkshire. I almost forgot was the Yorkshire puddings. Yes, the Yorkshire puddings. Whoever invented Yorkshire puddings, I'd stick them up against the wall now and no. Which is often served with roast beef, potatoes and vegetables for a Sunday roast. Other famous Yorkshire foods include rhubarb, crab, lamb, Yorkshire curd tart, fat rascal, and asparagus. Fat rascal? What the hell's fat rascal? There you go. There you go. The history of Yorkshire. What things are Yorkshire famous for? Oh, here we go. This will please Will even more. Yorkshire puddings, cricket legend, stainless steel, the Bronte sisters, the first commercial steam train, Wensleydale cheese, Marks and Spencer, and the first ever football club. Wow. 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 27 incredible things Yorkshire has given the world. Was one of those rabies? Was one of those things rabies? Here we go then. This is just for Will. 27 incredible things Yorkshire has given to the world. Yorkshire puddings. There you go. There you go. If you don't cook them properly, they taste like shit. Yes. Cinema. The world's first motion pictures were at Oakwood Grange and Leeds Bridge. Wowzers. Cluedo. Cluedo. That was invented by a Yorkshireman. Cluedo. Cluedo. Are you serious? Come on. Come on. Can't have been, surely. Waddingtons. Yes, of course, Waddingtons. Licorice all sorts. Licorice. Oh, come on. Come on. Licorice all sorts. Founded in Sheffield in 1842. Yes. Yes. The world's oldest football club. There you go. Founded in 1857. I remember that year. Sheffield FC is recognised as the world's oldest football club. Marks and Spencer. Wowzers. Wowzers. Rhubarb. Rhubarb. Pudsey Bear. Pudsey Bear. Children in Needs mascot. Pudsey Bear was... Hey, look at this, TB. Here, TB, look. Here's Pudsey Bear, your rival. Was that? You don't like him? No. Well, you know, he's for charity, so just be quiet. Was created and named by Joanna Lane in 1985 after her hometown of Pudsey, West Yorkshire. So Yorkshire is primarily the reason for Pudsey Bear. Unbelievable. Emmerdale. Oh my God. Not Emmerdale. Set in the fictional village in the Yorkshire Dales, Emmerdale has long been a fan favourite. Well, I remember it when it was Emmerdale Farm back in the day. Who remembers the plane crash? The plane crash. Has anybody seen Elizabeth? Oh, that was a piece of television history. That was the plane crash. Yes. Oh my God. Emmerdale. Emmerdale. Anybody who's not English, by the way, it's a soap opera which is very, very popular in the UK. I used to watch them all back in the day. I don't watch any of them anymore, but I used to watch them all back in the day. Emmerdale, EastEnders. I used to watch Neighbours as well. Yes, Neighbours. God, that wasn't English though. That was Australian. But yeah. But that's what it is. It's a soap opera. It's still going now. But yes. The tallest man in Britain, William Bradley, a.k.a. the Yorkshire Giant, is the tallest recorded British man that ever lived at 7'9" tall. Wow, that's nearly as big as something I've got. Henderson's Relish. Henry Henderson sounds like a superhero, doesn't he? Henry Henderson blended the first batch of his famed relish in Sheffield in 1885, and this tasty condiment remains as popular now as it was all those years ago. I've never heard of it. Henderson's Relish. Will, if you can get Henderson, send me some. I'll try it. In fact, I'll make a video and I'll try it on a video. I've never even heard of it. Henderson's Relish. The UK's first bottle bank. In 1977, the UK's first bottle bank opened in Barnsley, South Yorkshire. Since then, billions of jars and bottles have been recycled as part of the scheme. The Sooty Show. Oh, that's it. I'm done. No, I'm out of here. Not the fucking Sooty Show. Please, no. I'm still trying to get over my childhood of watching the Sooty Show. No, please don't tell me it was made in Yorkshire. No. Though produced for the BBC and later for ITV, the Sooty Show was the brainchild of Harry Corbett, OBE, who hailed from Bradford and created the glove puppet character in 1952. No! 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 Stainless steel, used every day around the world. Stainless steel was discovered by Harry Brearley of Sheffield, or rather the Steel City in 2030. Jelly tots! Oh, they're taking the piss now. They're taking the piss. Surely Yorkshire couldn't have invented all this stuff. Surely. Those delicious Rowntree's treats were accidentally invented in Horsforth by Brian Boffey. He was attempting to create a powdered jelly, and his failed attempts led to one of our favourite Rowntree's products. Oh my god. Sparkling water. Wait a minute. Yorkshire invented water? No, surely not. I'm done. Yorkshire invented water? That can't. No, that's a bridge too far. That is a bridge. I can't. I just can't. Chemist Joseph Priestley from Birstall discovered carbonated water in 1767 when he suspended a bowl of water over a beer vat at a brewery in Leeds. These vats naturally give off carbon dioxide as the sugars are converted into low alcohol. Dracula! Yorkshire invented Dracula! Oh no, I'm done. I'm out of here. That's me lot. No, I can't now. I can't carry on. I'm shutting up. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Beautiful. No, I can't. Whitby's dramatic Abbey ruins, windswept God blimey, I can't pronounce this word. Monitory. No, I can't pronounce that word. Hang on a minute. How to pronounce pro-monitor? Hang on. I put my headphones on. I can't hear nothing. See, you come on here and you get an education. You don't get this on the However channel. I'm now gonna learn how to say a word that I don't even know what it is. Here we go. How to pronounce pro. See, I still can't even say it.
Promontory. Promontory. Promontory.
Promontory.
Promontory.
Promontory.
Promontory.
Promontory. Once more for luck.
Promontory.
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 Oh, I got it now. I got it. Whitby's dramatic Abbey ruins, windswept promontory and crashing waves inspired Victorian author Bram Stoker to create the quintessential Gothic vampire, Dracula, in his novel of the same name. Oh, I'm just done. Surely everything wasn't invented in York. The world's first steam locomotive? Oh, no. In 1812, Matthew Murray built the first commercially viable steam locomotive, the twin-cylinder Salamanca, in Holbeck, Leeds. Oh, this is just short. What else have we got? Oh no, not Terry's chocolate orange. You can't be serious. Yorkshire, leave it alone now. How could you have invented Terry's chocolate? York is home to many famous confectionery products, including Terry's Chocolate Orange, Kit Kat, and the Yorkie Bar. No! Heartbeat! Oh, you can't be serious. Produced by Yorkshire Television before it was merged by ITV, Heartbeat was a hit period drama set within the North Riding of Yorkshire during the 1960s. It ran for 18 series in total and remains popular in memory even now. Heartbeat, dee 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 dee. Heartbeat. Alice in Wonderland's White Rabbit. Lewis Carroll found inspiration for his popular children's novel Alice in Wonderland in St Mary's Church, Beverley. Above the entrance to the... there's another word here. Above the entrance to the sacristy, there is a stone rabbit, without which the White Rabbit of Carroll's book potentially would not have existed. Oh, this is beyond the pale now. This is beyond the pale. I mean, anyone who's not English looking at me doing this would think Yorkshire's like the centre of the universe. In England, at least. But trust me, they're not. They're not. No one gives a shit about Yorkshire. Really. Seriously. No one. No. Yorkshire's first sculpture park. Based in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, Yorkshire's Sculpture Park was founded in 1977 as the first sculpture park in the UK. It is also the largest of its kind in Europe. Cat's Eyes reflective road studs was invented in York. This is ridiculous. Percy Shaw of Halifax patented the reflective road stud, or cat's eye, in 1934. There are lots of stories about what inspired the creation, one of which being that he had the idea after driving down a steep road in West Yorkshire where his headlights reflected in the eyes of a cat. Just before he ran over it. And it went splat. It was a splat cat. Wensleydale cheese. This is... I can't take anymore. Wallace and Gromit's favourite Wensleydale cheese is one of several delicious cheeses originating from Yorkshire, which you can all agree goes delightfully well with a slice of Christmas cake. Oh my God. Harry Ramsden's... I can't take anymore. In 1928, Harry Ramsden opened his fish and chip shop in a humble wooden hut near the tram stop at Whitecross in Guiseley, West Yorkshire. 3 years... Yes, I am saying it like that on purpose. Shut up. 3 years later, he opened his first restaurant premises in the same location, and the rest is history. There can't be more. There's more. Flight. In 1853, Sir George Cayley of Scarborough constructed the first glider reliably reported to carry a human aloft, and was the first person to understand the underlying principles and forces of flight. Even the famous Wright brothers acknowledged his importance to the development of aviation. In Yorkshire. Surely there can't be any more. This is the last one. Wuthering Heights. Considered one of the greatest novels ever written in English, Emily Bronte, along with sisters Charlotte and Anne, supplied the world with their classic fiction from Haworth, West Yorkshire. Yorkshire's moors were the setting of Emily's Wuthering Heights. Oh my God. That's just the Yorkshire Dales Man. Established in 1939, the Dales Man is Britain's best-selling regional magazine and Yorkshire's favourite. Yes, they get two readers a week on reading that, Yorkshire Dalesman. Yeah, 2 readers a week. That's very popular for Yorkshire. 2 readers a week. Yes. Unbelievable. Oh my God. So there you go, everyone. The history of Yorkshire. Condensed into about 15 minutes. Right, here we go. I've got way behind the comments here. I'll see if I can catch up. Let's see if I can catch up. Here we go. Hey all, says Mr. DJ. Hello. Great news having another team. Yes. Manor went back. Yes. Ben the Clown has now fired Tim Mayer from being a steward. What a twit. Yes. What a twit. Cat cool equals goat. LOL. Hello, Mr. Man, whose name I still can't pronounce. Yes. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. I just had a... It's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant idea. Yeah. Yeah, you'll like this idea. Okay, because I can't keep calling you the man I can't pronounce, because that's apart from anything else, that's rude. That's rude. Absolutely rude. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to try it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's not here. It's not here. It's got a word similar, but not the word. That's S-A-I-E. That's not the one. That's not the one. I want S-A-I-I-Y-E. How to pronounce... All right, then. Well, yeah, well... What about the second one? Let's have a look, see if we've got anything here. It's Rugara.
Rugara.
I forgot to put my headphones on. We'll get it. I'll tell you, we'll get it. Because languages fascinate me. We'll get it. Hang on.
Rugara.
Oh, Rugala. Is that it? Is that Rugara? There you go. That'll do. I can't pronounce your first name because I can't find it. Let's do it again.
Rugara.
Oh, Rugala. That's it. We'll have that one. Now. Rugala. Jesus. Right, we can go through the comments now. Mr. Rugala says, last 4 races, Piastri has been collecting a wage. Whatever else he's been doing, God only knows. Yes, Piastri has gone off the boil, so to speak. Yes, I do agree. He has gone off the boil these last few races. I don't quite know what the problem is, but we will find out. It pays me to say that Max is up there with the best. It does pay me to say as well. I've said before, I haven't got any sort of loyalty to any drivers that are currently on the grid, but you can't take it away from Max. He's done the job and he's won the championship, so there you go. But as a sort of driver that I support, he's not really up there. But I say there's not really any driver that I really support. The only driver I'd sort of have any support for is Lulu, but purely for his driving, because the thing that I like about him the most is every time he opens his mouth outside of Formula One, because it's just brilliant. He just has me in so many giggles every time he opens his mouth, because it's just really, really funny. Who can forget that time during COVID when he made that video showing everyone how to wash their hands? Do you remember that video? Yeah, when he's getting the hot water, he says, "Now you add the soap, and you have to keep scrubbing, scrubbing. It was just so funny, and I was like, Lulu, you know, I've been on the earth for about, I don't know when it was he did that video. I've been on the earth for about 52 years, Lulu. I think I know how to wash my hands, mate. I'm good. I think I've perfected it quite well, in fact. You know, after 52 years, I think I know how to wash my hands. And then he turns up at all the Grand Prix looking like a Teletubby. He just has me in stitches, he does. But as a racing driver, greatest respect. You can't take that away from him. But it's just everything that he does and says outside of the sport, which just has me creased up with laughter. It really does. Talking about, we must save the planet. We must save the planet. The planet's going to blow up, everyone. We must save the planet. Climate change. And yet his team is sponsored by Petronas, one of the biggest oil-producing companies in the world. Don't forget to save the planet, everyone. Yes. Climate change. Too many emissions. Too many emissions. Patronus, Lewis. Patronus. No? No, okay, we'll just move on then. Verstappen, probably already the 6th greatest ever, to be honest. Verstappen, Vettel, yeah, I agree with you. Will says, I mean, Damon Hill almost won 1994, so Senna wouldn't have won, let's be honest. Yeah, that's true. Verstappen equals Hamilton. Senna should have won 1995 as well, to be honest. Yeah, he should have done. Hello, Mr. Champ92. Welcome to the stream. Sorry it's been such a huge delay. You probably said that about half an hour ago. Hello, race fans. Hello, sir. Let's get TB naked. We are waiting. Woo, woo, woo. Yorkshire tea is proper Yorkshire. TB naked. No. Senna would quite literally have to have won those two, but we cannot just give him things he did not achieve. This is true. Yorkshire tea, says Champ92. Well, no, but pretty much everyone knows Senna would have won at least 2 more championships. Carrying this on, I think Verstappen, Alonso, Lauda, Stewart, Hakkinen and Brabham, obviously. DGM99 says, Yorkshire has Emmerdale. What a load of... Insert your own expletive in there. Whichever one you think is applicable to Emmerdale, please feel free to insert it. Was much better when called Emmerdale Farm. Exactly. I expect you remember Mr. DJM99, Mr. Wilkes. Do you remember Mr. Wilkes? He was my favourite character of all, he was. Mr. Wilkes, yes. I'm still very cross about the Lockerbie style storyline when Archie went poof on top of the hill. He went poof, did he? He went poof. Yeah, I remember that. Yes. And there was that other, I can't remember his name. But do you remember Elizabeth? She also, did she die or did she went missing or something? And that other bloke was just wandering around like the top of the hill going, has anybody seen Elizabeth? Has anybody? I just cracked up. As soon as I saw that, I was just cracked up laughing. I mean, this is supposed to be a serious part of a soap opera. I mean, Emmerdale was never, supposed to be serious. But, this was a tragedy that happened, which I think should never have been made, to be honest, because they were just, as you say, going on the back of the Lockerbie bombing. And but it was supposed to be a serious part. And this plonker was just wandering around the top of the hill going, has anybody seen Elizabeth? I was just cracked up laughing. I couldn't stop myself. Again, their wood is not is. Yes. The Moaning Yorkshireman, we need you here, it says Will F1. Yes, yes. He should have been here for that segment. Yorkshire, Plano Plessy says Yorkshire is responsible for Emmerdale, and on top of the pops last week from 1996, they had the Woolpackers on. Oh, God. Oh, God. Champ90 says Cluedo, hashtag. Yes, Cluedo. Apparently it was invented in Yorkshire. I think that's wrong myself. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, but apparently it was. They did a song called Hillbilly Rock, Hillbilly Roll. I remember that. Oh, God, I remember that. Come on, hashtag. The thing with Yorkshire puddings is not to overmix the Yorkshire. There you go. Yes. Yes, it's what? Oh, the mixture. I said Yorkshire, but yes, it's always important never to overmix the Yorkshire when you're making a Yorkshire pudding. Don't overmix. Too much Yorkshire is never a good thing. No, too much Yorkshire, never a good thing. Overmix the mixture. Wowzers me trousers, hashtag, yes. Senna and Hamilton equals Verstappen still, to be honest. If he reaches 6 titles, dare I say he may jump Prost and Hamilton too. He may do. He may do. The only problem I foresee now is I think Red Bull are going to lose a little bit of momentum in the next 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years. This is my opinion. They may not, but I just think they will. Verstappen, Alonso, Vettel, Hamilton, says Will F1. Don't get me started on that plane crash, says DJM99. I know. It was just, I mean, it was probably the first car crash TV that we've ever had, to be honest. It probably was. It was just, I couldn't believe my eyes, to be honest, what I was looking at, Really, really bad. It was really, really bad. Hello, Laurie. Welcome to the stream. He says, are you basing that out of their careers or their peaks? Laurie, tell Josh about this. I've just joined. I don't know what's happened. Davey's talking about all things to do with Yorkshire. Yeah, just rewind the stream 10 minutes, Laurie, and you'll see it. Davey's going on about Yorkshire culture. Oh. Vettel equals Alonso, to be honest. I don't care if people think I have no sympathy towards Alonso's failed attempts to achieve more. He did that to himself. To be fair, Alonso's career choices need to cost him, especially the Ferrari to McLaren Honda move. Thank you, Laurie. You make your own luck sometimes. Yes, you do. Get John Watson on the all seasons. Yes. Hamilton equals Verstappen equals Vettel equals Alonso, to be honest. Get Ben Edwards on the all seasons. Yes. Will says on track Alonso, Vettel and off track Vettel equals Alonso. Get Tom Coronel on the all seasons. Do you know Tom follows me on Twitter or X or whatever you call it? Yes. It's all right. I don't now think I'm famous. He follows everybody on Twitter. Literally everybody. No, it's not there. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. Get Jason Plato on the all seasons. Yes. Get Matt Neal on. Yes. Get Joseph Priestley on the all seasons. Yes. Laurie says Alonso is a better driver than Vettel, but Vettel's had a better career, partly due to bad team choices on Alonso's behalf. Alonso proved that in 2012 against Vettel. Yes. 4 equals 4 over 2, 53, 32. I was never really good at maths. I am willing to die on that hill. As a Vettel supporter, I only allow Fangio, Schumacher, Hamilton, Prost, Senna and Verstappen ahead. There you go. I do believe Innes Ireland and Justin Wilson were from... Oh, Innes Ireland and Justin Wilson were from Yorkshire. You could be correct there. Let's have a look. Yorkshire. Let's have a look. Yes, Justin Wilson was from Yorkshire. Moorgate, a suburb of Rotherham, South Yorkshire, on the July the 31st, 1978. So there you go, you were correct. Justin Wilson was from Yorkshire. Right, I've lost the chat now. There we go. Alonso 2012 proved that against everyone, and unfortunately he could not get the job done with Ferrari in 2013. Vettel was simply much stronger, and Red Bull as well. You read too much into stats, says Will F1. Hulkenberg to Bottas, Heidfeld to Bottas, Valtteri Hulkenberg, Nico Bottas. Yes, I agree. I'm bored as fuck again. If I didn't rate stats, I should give up my Vettel fan club and support, I don't know, Perez or something. Dave cannot deal with this. I can't deal with this. I don't know what. I think they've got some kind of secret code going on in this chat that I don't know about. Yes. DGM99 says chocolate orange. Blur. Well, I have to disagree with you on that one because I do love a nice Terry's chocolate orange. Yes, I do like a nice Terry's chocolate orange. But I can also appreciate that it's not to everyone's taste because it has got a very familiar taste that I can understand is not to everyone's liking. But on the flip side of that, I also very much enjoy Marmite. Yes, I love Marmite, but worse than that, and I know this is sacrilege, but I like to put Marmite onto a knife and eat it just as it is. It's absolutely disgustingly horrible. It's the worst because you're supposed to put Marmite on something and then it tastes absolutely fine. But if you eat it just as it is, it's like pure and it's unfiltered. That's what you're getting, and it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't do it all the time. I haven't had Marmite for years, in fact. But when I do have Marmite, I just like to put it on a knife and just, the lot. And it is horrible. Oh, it's like... I can't even describe it. It's like burnt coffee. It's like you're eating burnt coffee. grounds. You know, it's got such a bitter taste. It's horrible, but I love it. Absolutely love it. Yes, love it. So, you know, people's tastes. Not that I've got any taste because I lost that several years ago, but you know what I mean. To even produce chocolate orange for fucks. Yeah, I know. I support Manchester United as well because they win things, or at least they used to. Will says, I do like Terry's chocolate orange. Yes, big up the Terry's chocolate orange army. To each their own taste. Yes, absolutely. And if anyone who doesn't know, probably do, because most of the people on here are regulars, I did actually lose my sense of taste and smell about 10 years ago now. So I can slightly taste everything, but only like 25%. And curiously, because this is quite funny, if I eat anything that's really, really hot, like a really hot chili pepper, yeah, it doesn't taste hot to me whatsoever, but I still get the after effects of the chili pepper. I still get like the runny nose and the eyes start watering. So I get all of that. I get all that hotness, but I can't taste the heat of the chili pepper, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's very, very weird, but there you go. I can't taste the heat, but I get all the after effects. So I am getting it, but not in the way of being able to taste it. So yeah, there you go. Hulkenberg is better than Bottas, says Will F1. Well, that's a pretty low bar though, isn't it? Based on this season alone. Ironic because they won yesterday, but anyway. Is he, Will? Where are the podiums and wins then? Just because a driver has more wins in championships does not automatically mean they are a better driver. I mean, they are more or less are. Bottas just lucky to have all these rocket ships. Toto Wolff wanted Hulkenberg instead of Bottas, but Toto couldn't get Hulk. Sure, fair enough, Bottas this season has been rubbish, but so has been Guan Yu Zhou. Depends on many factors as much as the Sauber's garbage, but that's a fact. Toto wanted to buy Hulkenberg out of his Renault contract. Apparently so. I remember that Toto knocked on Hulk's door quite often during his Renault period, probably even before when he was still at Force India. Stats aren't everything, Mr. Man whose name I can't pronounce, and Google won't let me try and pronounce it either. Come on, Google, sort your act out. Rosberg is better than Raikkonen according to your logic. This is not like football where there's like 11 players and one guy may be doing better than the other guy or whatnot. Only one guy drives the car. I'm not sure Hulkenberg would do any of that much better than Bottas at Mercedes. Hulkenberg would have done better, to be honest. I mean, just about no one, like he's not far off. Bottas was rubbish for the most part, says Will. TB naked. Hulkenberg was decent in the feeder, and in Williams 2010, he showed the talent by mid-season, bit by bit. He also has Barrichello as his teammate, we have to add. TB naked, says Will Left. Obsessed. And I don't think Rosberg over Raikkonen is egregious, to be honest. Kimi Rosberg, Nico Raikkonen. Raikkonen definitely better than Rosberg. That's perfect. Hulkenberg was dropped in favour of Maldonado because Claire Williams loves cash. Ooh, controversial. Kimi Raikkonen is the best. Like I believe Fangio is a GOAT, so even though I know counting the stats have a limit somewhere. No, Fangio is the GOAT. Is the GOAT. I agree. Venezuela money, yes. Raikkonen has made a more impressive career than Rosberg and a much higher peak, true. Especially after coming back from his two WRC years, 2010 to 2011, then being competitive in 2012 with Lotus. Now, Dave, show us what Chatham has brought to the world. Okay. I don't know if I could spell. Okay, here we go. What has Chatham Kent brought to the world? Well, it brought me. It brought me. Surely that's enough, isn't it? Surely that's enough. What is Chatham Kent known for? There you go. There you go. The historic dockyard. Chatham was the birthplace of many famous ships, including Nelson's flagship, the HMS Victory. Once one of the most important naval dockyards in the country, it is now the most complete dockyard of the age to sail to survive in the world. And just a little important point about Chatham Dockyard. Okay, my stepfather, who is no longer with us, he died quite a few years ago now. He used to work at the said Chatham Dockyard. And this was back in the day. I think we must be going back to the 60s or the 70s. And every single lunch break, they used to throw snowballs at each other made of asbestos. Yes, asbestos snowballs. They used to throw at each other every single lunch break during the 60s and 70s when everyone didn't realise how dangerous asbestos was, basically. And yes, so they used to, it basically was all over the floor. The asbestos was all over the floor, and they pick it up, make it into a snowball, and then they just throw it at each other during the lunch breaks at the Chatham Historic Dockyard back in the 60s or 70s. So there you go. And unfortunately, the sad conclusion to that story is that he eventually developed COPD, which is, if anyone doesn't know, is a serious lung disease, and that's basically what killed him. So that hilarity of throwing snowballs at each other back in the 60s or 70s, because unfortunately with asbestos, it's a 30 to 40 years before it actually kills you, which is a very, very long time. And yeah, so there you go. He didn't know at the time. Nobody knew at the time. They were just throwing asbestos snowballs at each other willy-nilly, thinking it was all fun and games. And 30 or 40 years later, there was the conclusion. So there you go. Anyway, there you go. So we got a dockyard. There you go. In your face, Will F1. We got a dockyard. And Nelson's flagship was at the dockyard. Yes, there you go. Apart from that, there doesn't seem to be much else to do with Chatham. What was invented? I don't know. We have to be very careful with Chatham, because there is so many Chathams around the world. It's unbelievable. There's Chathams in Canada. There is Chathams in America. All over the world, there is a Chatham somewhere. So you have to make sure you put in. See, this is saying about Hawaiian pizza in Chatham, but underneath it says the Canadian Encyclopedia. So this is obviously Chatham in Canada. As I say, there's Chathams everywhere, because it's a very popular name everywhere. So yeah, apart from that, Mr. Will F1, we haven't got much else. We haven't got much else. But we got the dockyard, and we used to have. I think it's disintegrated now, or they've sent it somewhere else. I can't quite remember. The Cutty Sark. There it is. There it is, the Cutty Sark. Now, when I was a boy, yes, you could actually go on board that ship. I'm talking back in the 70s. You could go on board that ship, and it was a pretty special thing, I must admit, to go on an old ship like that. It really was. It's great. I think unfortunately it's disintegrated, and I think they've sent it somewhere else now. It's definitely not a Chatham anymore. But that was the Cutty Sark, and you could go on board it. And it was a beautiful ship. It may have been restored. I don't know. I haven't kept up on it. Our museum in London. Oh, it's now in London, is it? Yeah. There you go. But that was at Chatham Dockyard for quite a few years. And I used to go every once a year. They used to have an army day at the dockyard where all the army used to turn up, and it was quite a special event actually because you could get a helicopter ride. You know the big Chinook helicopters with the big twin blades? Well, let's just make myself a bit bigger. The big Chinook with the twin blade, where you could go on board it, and what would happen is it would be on the ground. It was hovering on the ground all the time, and then you go on board it, and it would go up about, I don't know, 200 feet up in the air, hang for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then come back down again. And that was the ride. Yeah, you youngsters these days wouldn't even realise that, but yeah, that was it. That was all that happened. It went up, hovered for a couple of minutes, and then come back down again, and that was it in a Chinook helicopter. Yeah. Oh, it's a glorious thing though. I'll tell you what, there is no other noise on this earth as great as those twin blades going around on a Chinook helicopter. And you actually being inside it, because obviously it had side doors and they were always open, and the noise was incredible. You really thought your eardrums were going to burst because it was so loud. It was like a bum, 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 bum. Really loud. But yeah, it was great. And I used to do that every year when I was a kid because we had a army day at the dockyard. So there you go, in your face, Will F1. We had a dockyard. There you go. Well, we still have, but it's not actually used much for ships anymore. Right, where'll I get to? But like, you still need counting stats, otherwise you start saying, I don't know, Kubica is the GOAT and he's nowhere near that. True, very true. Alonso Hamilton, or you become a massive Madden supporter like somebody I won't name. 2007 Raikkonen, 2007 Hamilton. Well, you can factor in stats to some extent, but you need to factor in drivers' performance too. Stroll isn't a better driver than Hulkenberg despite getting 3 podiums over Hulkenberg's null. 2005 Raikkonen, 2018 Hamilton. And no offence to Kubica, by the way, but you sound ridiculous if you think that. Near Mr. Wilkes. Yes, there's DJM99. Nobody has enough evidence to suggest Kubica is the GOAT anyway. Why are you going on about Kubica being GOAT? Oh, we got a little bit of a conversation going on in the chat. Stroll is trash when we have seen what we did recently, and yeah, Hulk 0 podiums and Stroll 3. It's insane to think, literally. Window liquor. Stroll will be looked back fondly according. I think Polmut Racing had it on one of his takes. Stroll's past his best too, I feel. 2021, 2022 is respectable. Arguably a top 20 driver in the world, and now he's worse. Pudsey Bear is better than TB, says Will F1. No. Amos and Seth made that program. They had me in stitches. Yeah, Amos and Seth. Great characters. Yes, indeed. You could never have too much Yorkshire, says Will, who, if anyone doesn't realise, comes from Yorkshire. Yeah. So it's a bit of a null statement, really, Will. If you come from Yorkshire and your argument is there's nothing better than Yorkshire. It's nah. That song made it to number 5 in the charts. I'd argue too much Somerset is bad for you too. True. Or he was responding to a guy saying stats mean nothing. That stuck with me. You're starstruck now. Like 30H3 and Katy Perry. Yes, exactly. Just set them up. Get Laurie on the all seasons rubbish. Tom follows and unfollows everyone, says Blunt. Yes, he does. He does. I don't think it's him. I think he's got some robot working for him, and he's just constantly following and unfollowing. I don't see why it's done, because, you know, there you go. Collar Pinto is a smart man. He said he deleted X. Good boy then. Yes, good boy if you deleted X. Get the moaning Yorkshireman on the all season, says Laurie. Lionel Plessy is a weirdo. Never change, and he wants to grab more follows by that tactic. He did, and he sounded like Andre Harrison. I did do Josh already. He did sound like Andre Harrison. I do admit, because unfortunately the AI robot has a lot of problems with people from Yorkshire. I don't know whether the AI just seems to think that people from Yorkshire don't actually exist, whether they're just a myth and they're not really out. I don't know. It's not me. I promise it's not me. I program in the voice into the AI robot, and what I get out of it is what I have to use. So if it isn't right, I've got two choices. I can either go with it, which I had to do with the one with Josh because of time constraints, or I just start again. Sometimes I do start again. I've done like 3 or 4 versions of the voice until I get one that sounds pretty on point. But that one with Josh, it just, the AI robot said, no, I'm not. He said, Ebagum, I'm not doing that Yorkshire accent, lad. No. So it couldn't do this. That was the worst attempt at a Yorkshire accent I've ever heard. But it couldn't do it. It couldn't do it. So yeah, it just came out like Andre Harrison. Very weird. Very weird indeed. Oh, he says, wait, which episode was this? 446 or something like that. Yeah, it was one of those. One of those. Let's have a look. Andre Harrison is one of the goats. Now, Dave, show us Oliver Rowland. No. Oh, yes, Oliver Rowland. Don't tell me. He's from Yorkshire as well. Yes, we know he is. Get Andre Harrison on the All Seasons. Oh gosh, I cannot unsee Andre and Josh's voice put together. Just listen to it. Who likes Marmite in the chat? I do on toast. Yes, I like Marmite. Ryan Eric King jokingly gives Bottas 10 out of 10 for 2018. Brilliant work. No. Shut up. I lost that several years ago. I'm being dead ass serious. Oh shit, I didn't know you'd lost your taste. Yes, that's a true story. I'm not making that up. I did lose my sense of taste and smell. I'll say it's curious, very, very curious. The smell is weird because suddenly I will start smelling something and I'm going, oh my God, what's that smell? What's that smell? But the smell's always been there, if you know what I mean. It's just that I've suddenly started to smell it. Very weird. And I can smell very strong smells. I won't go into details, but you know the kind of strong smells I'm talking about. Those really strong smells, I can smell those, which is very, very weird. But normal smells, just nothing at all. But there you go. But it sort of all developed around the same time. I started to get tinnitus in both ears as well, which I've still got to this day. Very, very loud tinnitus. It's like church bells going off in my left ear and slight little sort of humming in the right ear. But it all sort of happened around about the same time. Something happened with my brain. I don't know what happened, but nothing to worry about. But something happened and it all sort of happened together. I lost my taste as well and I started to get tinnitus in both ears. But there you go, just saying that happened. Yorkshire drivers are better drivers than Chatham drivers. Well, that's because we haven't got anyone in Formula E, that's why. Otherwise, if we did, we'd be beating you Yorkshire blaggers. Nah, that sucks, man. Well, crazy. Thanks, Sam. It's okay. It's okay. The weirdest thing is your brain tries to make up for it. So, I mean, I stopped eating beef about I don't know, 10, 15 years ago now. I haven't eaten beef for about 10 or 15 years. I still eat meat, but I just decided I didn't like beef, mainly because it wasn't my favourite meat anyway. I much prefer pork. Sausages! I like my sausages! So that's my main reason, and beef just didn't do it for me. But, of course, McDonald's. But on the rare occasions when I had a McDonald's, although I couldn't taste it, my brain was remembering what it used to taste like and was trying to replicate that. It's very, very weird to explain, but my brain tries to replicate what I thought it used to taste like. And so I was getting this weird sort of taste, you know? It's very, very weird. Very, very weird. Get Jack Nichols on the... No, we don't get any disgraced people on the All Seat, apart from me. Get Tiara... No. Laurie says, get Greg Wallace. No, definitely not. I've I just saw him on Sky News just before I came on air, in fact, Greg Wallace. And once again, it just shows you that the whole culture over at the BBC is just, I don't know, poisonous. Absolutely poisonous. And something should definitely be done seriously. I think we should all just stop paying the licence fee, because we are funding these people. Because nearly everybody in the UK has to pay a licence fee. For anyone outside the UK doesn't realise this, for watching the BBC programmes, you have to pay a licence fee. It's like, I can't remember because I pay mine monthly. I think it's £16 a month. So anyway, that's just to watch the BBC. All the commercial channels you can watch for free because they got adverts. But there's no adverts on the BBC, so you have to pay a licence fee. Nearly everybody has to pay a licence fee in the UK. Okay? If you're blind, you still have to pay a licence fee. Yeah? If you're deaf, you still have to pay a licence fee, just at a reduced rate. Okay? Because you've lost one of your senses, so you get it at a reduced, but you still have to pay. This is something that I absolutely gets me incandescent with rage about. For God's sake, if you're blind, don't ask for a licence fee just because they can hear what's going on, please. That's just ridiculous. And the same with if you can't hear it either. Just, for God's sake, just let them off the licence fee. That's just outrageous and ridiculous. But no, everyone has to pay for it. Everyone has to pay for it. And we are funding these people. And as I say, we should just stop paying. And then this won't happen. And then the BBC will implode and someone will have to come along and sort it out. But that's not our problem, is it? That's their problem. So, yeah. Anyway. JD has not been active for ages now. You mentioned him, Will. I'm still subscribed to him. I have explained why I'm still subscribed to him. I'm hoping, and I don't care if he sees this or if he's watching this. He's not going to be, but I don't care if he is. I still subscribe to him because I'm hoping that one day, where is he? I'm hoping that one day that is going to disappear. So that's why I'm still subscribed. I'm hoping that that's going to end up as a blank page, or it's going to completely disappear. That's the only reason I'm still subscribed to him. I'm just waiting patiently for that day. Waiting patiently for that. I don't think it's ever going to happen, to be honest. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I'm still just waiting for the day when that becomes a blank screen. So there you go. That's the only reason I'm subscribed to him, because I never watched the videos. I don't even know what he's doing now. What is he doing now? As we're here, we might as well just have a quick look. But I don't really want to give him too much exposure, to be honest. What is he doing? The Perfect League race, YF1, yeah, all right, whatever. But anyway, so there you go. That's why I'm subscribed to him, because I'm hoping that one day that will end up blank. And obviously, if I unsubscribe, I won't know that's happened. And then, you know, I shall have a little party with myself, basically. So there you go. Anyway, everyone in the chat probably knows the story about that, so we won't go into that details of that. So everyone probably knows. But there's the reason why I'm still subscribed. Personally, as I say, I don't think it's ever going to happen. 10 out of 10 for Mercedes, 10 out of 10 for Hamilton, 10 out of 10 for Bottas. He'll never live that down. Get Nathan Quinn on the all season? No, because he never speaks to me anymore. I don't even know who he is, says Will F1. Well, there you go. Now you do. Get Jake Paul on the all seasons rubbish. Yes. You don't know who Greg Wallace is? I'm referring to Ryan Eric King. He's Andre Harrison's friend. Oh, some American guy's a good friend of... Oh, there you go. It appears on this podcast from time to time. You really gave him 7. Now I give him 10. Pudsey Bear is a Yorkshireman. Shush. The British racing driver for 2024 is Yorkshireman Oliver Rowland. David, I never knew that, but thanks for the information regardless. No problem. Our brain's an interesting thing in so many ways. It is. As I say, there are lots of people in the world with lots of serious problems. So, you know, the fact that I've got a few, like losing your sense of smell and taste is really, you know, it's nothing to moan about. It's just something that's happened. And there you go. As I say, it hasn't gone completely. I can still kind of taste things and I can still kind of smell things. So I haven't lost them completely. They're just very, very dull in the way they work now. Like I'd say 75% down on both counts. Sausages. Oh, I do love myself a sausage, I must admit. I do love myself a sausage. Oh, you mentioned McDonald's. Now I'm hungry for fast food. Get poo. Yeah, no. For fuck's sake, Lord. Yeah, but Limits has not uploaded all recently, to be honest. Oh, you don't like him at all then? Look at all those shocking subscriptions. If you don't know Champ 92, I can explain the reasons for Mr. JD. Well, JD was kind of controversial and scandalous at times. Well, you can tell us more, Dave. I mean, he's been, as I say, many times recently. I can't go into too many details. Get Boris Johnson on all seasons rubbish. How can I do this without going into too many details? Okay. He was caught out in Twitter. This is all I can say on the subject. He was caught out in Twitter messages, as it was at the time, talking to a female, talking about going to Silverstone, and he said he'd pay for her to go to Silverstone, and she said, "Oh, but how would I be able to pay you back?" And he said, "Well, I'm sure we can think of something with a winky emoji on it." Okay, which is fine. It's just, you know, it's banter. It's not a problem, you'd say. You know, it's just maybe he was, you know, fancying or whatever. You'd say that's fine. The problem with that statement is she was 14 years old. And he knew that because she told him she was 14 years old. But he said what he said then after the fact. Okay? So that's the problem with Mr. TRL Limitless. And that's the reason why in the F1 community he's been ostracised. He's not allowed in any proper league racing, AOR, any of the big leagues. He is banned from any of those. He can't do any of that stuff whatsoever. And in the F1 community, he's been completely ostracised. But he still has a platform on YouTube, and he is still allowed to you know, make YouTube videos. So there you go. I can't comment because, you know, there's a lot of rumours and whatever goes about on Twitter. You can't say what is fact, what is fiction. You know, so it's all he said, she said, he said, she said. So I can't comment. Now, I was a supporter of TRL Limitless right from the start. In fact, I was an avid supporter. I was always sending messages. We had I sent him private messages and everything, and he always used to respond. And, you know, and I have to say, you know, he was really nice. Because I was literally a nobody. I think I was on about 50 subs at that point, so I was absolutely he was on about 10,000, I think, at that point. And yeah, it was, you know, so, you know, no problem with him there whatsoever. And as I say, it is all he said, she said. So we're never actually going to know the facts. But until that happens, and the fact that he was immediately dismissed from the esports team that he was on, tells you that something went on. Because if he was completely innocent, he would not have been immediately fired from the esports team that he was on. So, yeah. So as I say, I was always a big fan of his. I was always sending him messages because I thought he was great. But unfortunately, due to this incident, whether what happened, or who knows, whether the Twitter messages were fake, I've no idea. But unfortunately, when this happens, you get tainted, and that is it. And I unfortunately can no longer support him while I don't know whether the conversations were real or not. I'm pretty sure they were real. The Twitter posts look real. There's always a backstory to any story that is given out. There's always a backstory. But until then, of course, obviously I can't support him because I can't condone that action. If it ever, see, what happened was he knew what was going on, and yet he still carried on. That's the most important thing. Most people in life, if you come to a difficult situation like that, say someone says to you, "Oh, well, I'm only 14 years old," the proper thing to do in that situation, and it's happened to everybody. I've had people of a very young age sending me messages as well. But when that comes to that situation, when someone turns around and says, "Oh, I'm 14 years old," the right and proper thing to do is to end the conversation right there. Just end the conversation. Stop the conversation right there. Because morally, that's wrong. And you should not be, if you're of an age, you should not be talking to a 14-year-old girl. And I think he was 23 at the time. So that's what you do. You should stop the conversation there. But there's the problem with you then cross the line, because then you then continue the conversation. That's the wrong part that he shouldn't have done. He shouldn't have continued the conversation. Because once he knew that she was 14, and then after that fact, he was then going about taking her to Silverstone, and you can pay me back in other ways, winky, winky, winky face. That's the part that is completely wrong. Okay? She said he was 14, he should have said, "Oh, okay," and just stopped the conversation dead. Not even responded, replied, anything, blocked if he felt it was necessary, muted, whatever, but just stop the conversation right there. That is what he should have done, but he didn't, and he just carried on. So, but that's the problem with everybody. You don't know what happens when you get into that situation, but morally, that was the thing that he did wrong. So, I don't know the facts. I'm not really interested in the facts, what actually happened. All I know is that I can't support someone like that, so I have withdrawn support. I haven't messaged him or done anything like that. The only thing I am doing is I'm still subscribed to his channel, as I say, not because I watch the videos whatsoever, but I'm hoping that he sees sense one day and just, as I say, stops going onto YouTube, which I'm sure he will do eventually. The views on his channel, I think, are gradually declining quite a lot because, as I say, he's completely ostracized. There isn't anything he can, apart from making videos, there isn't really anything he can do. A couple of the minor leagues have let him in to do, racing, so he is in a couple of leagues, but they're not any of the big. None of the big leagues will even touch him. They won't even touch him. So yeah, there you go. But anyway, that's just my, as you say, end the conversation. Yeah, it's, that's the moral thing to do. But as I say, I can't comment because there's so much fake stuff going around. We don't know the full story. But the only thing I can do, as I say, is not support him anymore. And that's what I don't do. As I say, I haven't messaged him or even looked at any of his videos ever since. And I'm hoping, as I say, that eventually that channel will disappear, and then I shall be glad. I should be glad, because I think he should have stopped the moment this came out. I don't think he should have carried on. To be honest, he should have just gone away, because lots of other people this has happened to, and they have done just that and just disappeared. So, but he's carried on. I don't think he should have done. Yeah, she was 14. They called him a nonce. Yeah, he was. Otherwise, things were always cool with him. Yeah, as I say, I used to speak to him all the time. Get Ninky and Pip on him. Yeah, it takes a lot to be fired from an esports team. Exactly. It does take a lot to be fired from an esports team, because they've got money invested in you. That's the problem. And so if they're getting rid of you, they're losing that money themselves. So for that to happen means that something did happen between those conversations. He was fired purely because of those conversations. And as I say, something else happened. I know the girl didn't reveal all the conversation. She was only giving us part of the conversations on Twitter. She said she had other pages that she wasn't prepared to, which is fair enough. She wasn't prepared to reveal, so we don't know the full story. But as I say, all I can do is just stop any support for him, which is a shame, because as I say, he was someone that I really supported back in the day. So but these things happen. We make our own choices in life, and as I say, there's this line, and lots of people, they skirt on that line, and that's fine. I haven't got a problem with that. They skirt on that line, but they never cross the line. You see, there's a difference. When you cross the line, then you're the other people. You're not these people here. I haven't got any problem with people who skirt on the line. That's fine. But as long as you don't cross the line, and unfortunately, Mr. Limitless did cross the line. So there you go. I don't think it was fake. I haven't been yet to even apologise and saw it. Yeah. Yes, end the conversation. It only gets you in major big trouble. Boris Johnson shuts up all chat peasants. The consequences, he wasn't aware what could happen. Get number 4 on the All Seasons. Oh wait, he's off to another mission, possibly with Perry the Platypus. Right, Alan, bloody hell, 2 hours. I've been on here for 2 hours. So now it's time for me to go. But before we go, yes, it's time for the best part of the show. You've all been asking for it. You've all been waiting for it. And yes, here we go then. It's TB naked. 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 Da 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 TB's naked. TB's naked. TB's naked. Oh, fucking hell. I just dropped his shorts on my PC. I'm going to blow my computer up in a minute. Here we go. I got them back. Oh. Oh. Well, there you go, everyone. Thanks so much for watching once again. This has been another, I don't know what. I don't even know what to call them anymore. No, I'm lost for words. But anyway, thank you to Will F1, to the man whose name I can't, Rugara. There you go. Hashtag TB Naked. You asked for it. You got it, Mr. Will F1. Yes, you got it. Not only have you got 27 things that you made in Yorkshire, you've now been fully responsible for TB being naked. Now he's going to catch bear pneumonia purely on the basis of you wanting him to be naked. It's okay. It's okay. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. No, no. Thank you to Champ92 also in the chat tonight. We've also had Laurie. Thank you, Laurie. Plynal Plessy was in there as well, of course. Anyone else? Mr. DJM99 was in there. Don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. I think that's everybody. I can't get that song out of my head now. Oh, it is. I was going to sneeze again. I think it's the dust off TB's trousers. It's been such a long time since he's pulled them down. Oh, God. Epic stuff. Thank you, Champ92. Well, there you go. That's the end of the stream. The music you did, though. I know. Too good. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome, as always. Amongst this madness, it is the Qatar Grand Prix on Sunday. So don't forget to miss that. I mean, don't forget to watch that because it's going to be exciting. Of course, Maxi Boy's already won the championship. But it's the fight for second and third place, which could be interesting. It's between Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. Charles could just do it, but it's very, very outside chance. He's got to get a load of points ahead of Lando. But it's possible for an outside chance of nicking second place over Lando. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. And I'll catch you on Sunday for the All Seasons. Thank you and good night.